So, how many questions did you attempt? ओके. अदर मॅडम, तुम्ही कोणतरी अटेम्प्ट केलं ना? इकडे कोणतरी दुसरं कोण अटेम्प्ट केला आजचा पेपर? हां, टाइम. ओके ओके. एनी अदर? एनीवन? See, so today's lecture will be mostly focused on one, importance of test series. Then we will discuss also, as you said, there was the issue of time management. We will discuss that. Then other things which needs to be considered while writing any test, right? Then which are the things we have to follow while selecting the questions? Like you must have selected questions now, so we have to write 5 questions. So how to select those questions? Then we will discuss this year's anthropology paper. Okay, so some questions we'll see, and we were expecting some difficulty in this paper, but yes, the question was the paper was quite simple this year, but at the same time the questions, they twisted some questions. Especially you must have seen paper 1. Have you seen the question paper? This year's question paper 2019. Okay, so they twisted some questions like say question number 4A with reference to somatoscopic and morphometric characteristics. There was this question in 2019. So they twisted some questions. Or adaptive primate radiation, they didn't ask adaptive radiation, but they specifically asked adaptive primate radiation. Okay, so definitely the trend in anthropology is changing, that they will be asking more analytical type of questions. Also they will be asking more question based on the concepts, and they are not asking straightforward questions, right? That's why you must be thorough with your syllabus. So then why to join test series now? So why are we starting test series now? So there is a reason behind it, right? See, when you join test series after prelims, because many people say that why to waste money now? If you are going to write mains only, then we will join test series. But if you join test series after prelims, then you have to cover GS plus essay and optional. It is difficult for many of you must be giving your first mains in 2020, right? So it is difficult for you to cover everything that at that time. Even I, when in 2017 December, October or November, I started test series, writing anthropology test series at that time, because you have to cover one test series before the prelims. So which is the best thing to go, because our optional is static one, there is no current affairs question in our optional, so we can go for our optional test series, right? Optional test series we can complete before prelims, so that in GS there will be more questions which are based on the current topics. So it is good thing that you should write GS test series after the prelims. Essay you can either cover with the optional or you can go with GS. So why now? Then if you are thorough with your optional, as optional plays very important role in this time, scoring 300 in optional has become utmost importance. As we divide, we expect 900 marks in GS in mains exam. So 900 mark, how we divide? 450 in GS, 300 in optional and 150 in essay. But here is a catch. Let's say in any one of the area, if you are weak, let's say if you are weak in essay or if you are weak in GS, then that difference of the marks, let's say if you are scoring only 135 in essay, so there is a gap of 15 marks. So how to cover this 15 marks is you can score plus 15 in anthropology, and it is very doable in anthropology that many people have scored. Myself, I have scored 325 in my very first attempt. So it is very possible in anthropology to score above 300 marks in anthropology. Okay, so you can go for that. So if you are scoring less marks in any of these essay or GS, then you can give more time to anthropology and score more in anthropology. To score more in anthropology, it is not advisable to write test series in that period, because you will not be able to write as many tests, और उसके बाद वैल्यू एडिशन नहीं कर पाओगे. You won't be able to do any value addition, because if you do any value addition at that time, then you will not be able to revise that, right? So it is very hard to write test series in that time. So we are advising you to write test series now, one thing. Then again there is a time factor. One here is a constraint of the time. Here we have got more time. If you are able to complete your test series till December, as we have planned that our last test is on 29th of December, I think. So if you are able to complete your optional before December, then you are free to prepare for the prelims. As we have seen in the last 2 years, prelim is becoming very difficult. So as many of you will be attempting your first prelims in 2020, so you have to give more time, at least 4 months, February, March, April and May, right? So those 4 months you have to allocate for prelims. So then your optional preparation cannot take place at that time. So this is the golden time for you to cover your optional. Then in that particular time after prelims, it is difficult for us to evaluate those paper in minimum number of time, minimum period of time. Here we are free to evaluate those question paper in 7 days or 10 days maximum. So before writing your next test, you will get feedback for your last test, right? So you can improve yourself by taking the advice from the last test. At the same time, we are available for the personal feedback. We can give you personal feedback. So where you can include the thinker, what is the wrong in the structure, how you can modify your structure, how you can, like, see, it is not like that nobody other people are not writing 19 questions. Everybody is writing 19 questions. You ask your seniors, those who have given mains, they will say to you that everybody is writing 19 questions. We have to attempt 19 questions, 5 questions compulsory, 1 5 and then other 3 questions. Okay, so everybody is writing those 19 questions. But then why there is a difference between one, if someone is getting 362 marks and someone is getting 262 marks, why there is a gap of 100 marks? So there must be some difference, right? So there is a difference of quality, value addition, then writing every question with that much quality. So these are the differences. If you have to excel in those areas, you have to complete your test series as soon as possible. So if you are able to complete that test series, then it will boost your confidence, one thing. Then it will be helpful, because if you write this test now, we will give you some value additions. Let's say today there was a question about cultural relativism, right? 10 mark, no, sorry, that question was on UPSC. So there was this question, relevance of anthropology, right? Relevance of anthropology, you must have written some general points, but relevance of anthropology, if you are able to include some thinkers, let's say there is this Livingstone is there. Livingstone, he has talked about races, right? He has talked about races, the myth about races, he has talked about that. Or there is some Larky is there. He has talked about the relevance of anthropology in today's world, like there is a climate change, then there is this ethnocide, cultural genocide is there, then other thinkers. Then again, one anthropologist who has worked in India, Felix Padel, he has worked in India. Felix Padel talked about the impact of development projects, जैसे कि जो irrigation projects are there and other projects are there. What is their impact? It will lead to cultural genocide of the tribals. To understand that is the relevance, as anthropology is the holistic branch, right? We talked about holism. anthropology is holistic branch, then with the help of that holism we are able to study these areas. So this is the relevance. So in when you write the test series, you write some points, then when there will be discussion after the test, we will give you some value addition. So it will make your answer more holistic, and it will include thinkers, as everybody is saying today that include the thinkers, that we will provide you. So including thinkers or including definition, then including case studies, examples, new different examples, that everything will be covered in this test series. So sincere request is join test series now, because it will be helpful to enrich your knowledge of anthropology. That is one thing. Then again, as you must have seen that those who have scored above 300 marks in any optional, so there is a huge chance that they will be in the list. So as I have said already, scoring 300 has become paramount importance now. So you have to score 300. So if you want to score 300, you have to prepare your by now, because if you are like what happened in my first attempt, yes, I joined test series before, but I did not write the test of the second paper. So after the prelims, what happened with me, that it took much of my time to prepare paper 2. So it directly impacted my essay preparation. I was not able to prepare essay, and yes, the result was poor in essay, because I got very less marks in essay. So, and the beauty of the first attempt is there is so much of energy, like every time you study, you sit with that much enthusiasm and energy, and every subject you prepare thoroughly. So my sincere request is prepare every subject thoroughly, and in first attempt itself try to get your dream service, because what happens after the selection of the first service, then again preparing again those subjects will be very difficult. So you have to score optimum marks in these 3 areas. So optional is the key, so that if because optional you have to write particular things. In GS, let's say if there is a question and you don't know anything about it, as I have said already in previous of my lectures, we can write that question. If we don't know anything, then only we can then at that time also we can write something about it. But in optional you have to write something particular for that question, then only you will get the maximum marks. Because as topper in anthropology scored 362 marks, then she must have got at least in 20 marker there must be 15, minimum 15 numbers in 20 markers. To get the 15 numbers in one question, you have to write particular things, name of the particular thinker, his book name. To prepare everything, it takes lot of time. So if you are able to complete your optional now, then you will be able to complete your essay after. So this is the importance of test series, and importance of joining test series now. So complete, this is the golden time to complete your mains preparation, because in January or February you will start prelims preparation, because everybody will say nahi prelims to prepare karna padega, otherwise you will fail. And as many of you are giving first attempt, you are already frightened about prelims. So and our structure in all these tests will be the same, that we will be conducting every test according to UPSC syllabus, UPSC pattern. Like the test will be of 250 marks, and like 8 questions, you have to select 5 questions. But for every test we will be, like, as UPSC is changing questions somewhat, so we will be changing question, we will be twisting some questions, so that you have to think. So if that habit is developed now, it will be very helpful in main exam, right? So you have to think for the questions. So we are trying to, like, you must have seen in today's paper also, like there were some questions, like I particularly asked this question, participant observation and its use in India, right? So everybody will write participant observation, but its use. So some people who have written, what have you written in this? Its use in India. You know it already. Andamanese Islanders, who has done this study? Radcliffe Brown, So this is participant observation, right? So its use, you write about participant observation and its use. So who other thinkers or anthropologists have used it? One is Radcliffe Brown is there, Andaman is Islander study. So he has studied the kinship terminologies and other things, right? Then other Indian anthropologists, what is participant observation? M.N. Srinivas is there, then L.P. Vidyarthi is there, then again Majumdar is there, N.K. Bose is there. Everybody has done some participant observation field work they have done, right? Right? So they try to, then Verrier Elwin, he came to India and he studied Madhyas Gotul, then Baiga tribe, right? So these are the things you have to write. You know it already, but you have to mold your knowledge according to need of the question. And this is the demand of the UPSC, that's why many people are getting less marks. Why? They are just reading, let's say there is a participant observation, but they are not thinking around that. So UPSC will be asking such questions, then you have to mold your knowledge, you have to interlink the topics, right? Then only you can write the best answers, okay? So we will be conducting every test and discussion for every test, thorough discussion. And after that we will giving some model hints, like there are some gray areas in our syllabus, like there is this question must have been there today, difference between technique, method, methodology. Nobody has good content about that question. We will give model answers for such type of questions because nobody has good content for that. And again your test will be evaluated in 7 or 10 days and we will be giving personal feedback. Now it is up to you. You have to come to us, right? Take appointment and come to us for your personal queries. I sincerely request you to come to us because then only we can improve, right? We have to discuss where we are going wrong, then only we can improve. So this is about our test series pattern. So we will be completing test series before December. Now yes, test series timetable is flexible, that you can write them as per your schedule, but I sincerely again request you to write test on that particular day. Then only you will get evaluation on the next week, right? So the evaluation will be completed before your next test. So that feedback, you will get the feedback and you can implement that in your next test. So try to write test on your given time, okay? Then now how to write paper, this is important. Write it down, those things which you think you don't know, those things you write it down. How to write, let's say there were 8 questions and how to write them, because what happens many time, funny story, one of my friend, he has scored consistently 300 marks in UPSC twice, okay, consistently. And what happened with him this time, he selected one particular question, then after writing a 20 marker he felt that he has no content to write in other 2 questions, so he left that question and then he attempted other question. Can you see this? Like you will be out of the list, definitely you will be out of the list. Or other friend of mine, what he did, so these are the papers of this year, we will be discussing them shortly. See, one of my other friend, what he did, he selected a difficult one question, like there is experience that they try to select such questions that nobody writes, but at least you should have the content to write them, right? And if you are not having the content, then how will you write other 2 questions? Like he selected one question, discuss how the indigenous people encounter globalization. So question was, discuss how indigenous people encounter globalization. Now indigenous people means those people who are situated there from since the ages, right? There are these Kalahari people, Johansi tribe in Africa, then Iroquois tribe in America, then there are these Bedouin tribe in Saudi Arabia. These are the indigenous people. Then how globalization has impacted them. There are particular case studies, particular people, Richard Lee, I think he has done case study on the Johansi tribe. So you have to write that particular thing. If you are writing any random thing, then that question is of 20 marks, it won't give you more than 7 to 8 marks. So you are here to lose 7 to 8 marks. 8 marks you are losing here, right? Then other two questions applied. Yes. The other question was applied human genetics has come to touch every sphere of human life. This question was also somewhat tough. So try to select those questions which are in your range. Okay. So one is most important thing is how to select the question. Okay. In today's paper also 1 and 5 compulsory है, इसमें तो कोई choice नहीं है. Then other questions 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. This is section A, this is section B. We have to select 2 from one and 1 from other. Okay. Now in today's paper, if we see question number 2, describe evolution of the field work tradition, then anthropological holism and physical anthropology. This was very simple question. So it was wise to select that. Then again, what is PRA, then anthropology and sociology, and discuss the life history. This was also simple. Then presentation of the data step in research study. What are the steps in data presentation? Distinguish between technique, method, methodology, and what is interview. अभी it depends on your knowledge. अगर आपने ये distinguish between technique, method and methodology ये prepare किया होगा, तो ये question आप attempt कर सकते थे, right? Then 2 and 3 were safe. Now section B, define archaeological anthropology. What factors compelled Walter Taylor to draw a dividing line between old and new phases of archaeological anthropology? If we knew about Walter Taylor, then it is okay. Otherwise this question was of 15 marks, and if you don't know, then this was difficult question. Then discuss relationship between anthropology and earth sciences. This was a simple question. Then again, anthropology is a living discipline in the light of state. Discuss various changes in the meaning of anthropology over the time. This was a simple question, but again question number 6, it was somewhat difficult. Then question number 7, discuss the various branches of linguistic anthropology. There is historical linguistic anthropology. Take the question paper from outside. One of you can go. There is question paper, I think. Then discuss the various branches of linguistic anthropology. There is descriptive linguistic anthropology, historical anthropology, and sociolinguistics. Okay, these are the branches. Then, although the content of questionnaire and schedule is governed by purpose of study, many problems of communication apply to all the surveys regardless of content. Discuss the problems in brief. It is asking in brief about problems of the survey. This was a simple question. Then discuss the contribution of applied archaeological anthropology. Again, it depends on your knowledge. If you know it, then you can write it. Then again, discuss why and how transatlantic dispute of social anthropology and cultural anthropology was finally ended. Someone has written this. It was a simple question. Transatlantic dispute of social anthropology and cultural anthropology. Social anthropology developed in where? Britain. Tyler, then Radcliffe Brown, right? Where social anthropology developed, they developed the social anthropology, how social anthropology study the society, culture and all that. And then culture anthropology developed in America by under the Franz Boas and his students. So there was this, there were a differential view. Then again social and cultural anthropology became one. So it became socio-cultural anthropology, right? Discuss the points of convergence and divergence between anthropology and life sciences. And what is data interpretation? This was somewhat simple question. Question number 8. So question number 2, 3 and 8 could have read. आपने कौन सा लिखा है? ये इसमें सेक्शन बी में नहीं क्वेश्चन which question you have selected? 8th one? 7th one. Okay, that was also easy. Okay, so you have to select the questions very wisely, because the 20 marker you must know it thoroughly, because 20 marker at one time it can give you 15 marks. Then 1 15 marker you should know it properly, and in anthropology generally you know all the questions. Now it depends on you which question to select. Like if you know something, some questions better, you can write them. In some questions you have very less knowledge, you can ignore them, right? You should be in a position to write all the questions in paper. Then you should choose questions accordingly or according to content you have, right? So selecting question is the first priority. So sometimes people become over ambitious and they select difficult one. Don't do that. Yes, select the question that nobody writes, but at least you should have knowledge in that, right? So first most important thing is selecting questions. Then time management, as she has talked about. See, keep simple. For any 10 marker give 7 minutes, for any 15 marker give 10 minutes, and for any 20 markers give 15 minutes, right? This is simple formula. This will add up to 175 minutes. We have got 180 minutes. But trust me, it is very difficult to adhere to this strict timeline, but you have to follow it. What generally happens when you start the paper, there is so much inertia that completing question number 1 or any question, we are talking about one particular whole question, we have got 35 minutes to write that question, but people take 50 minutes to write that question. Here you are taking 15 minutes extra. That means you can miss one 15 marker or one 20 marker. Means if you are missing one 20 marker, you are 15 mark less. And if that happens in both the paper, you are 30 marks less. So if you, अगर आपको 330 मिलने थे, then you will be getting 300. Then you will be out of 100, or maybe you will be out of list, right? So this is very important to add. Now this comes with practice. When I wrote my first paper of anthropology, I have written that paper in 4.5 hours. Like 4.5 घंटे में मैंने वो पेपर लिखा था, because that was the first time I was writing 250 marks paper, right? So with practice I was able to reduce that period to 3 hours. So it will come with practice. That's why we join test series, because at home we cannot write for a continuous 3 hours. That's why we come here and write the papers. So it will not happen on a day that you will write all the questions and with good quality. So like in 5 to 6 tests, I think I was not able to complete the paper in test series. At least one 15 marker छूट जाता था और one 20 marker छूट जाता था, right? But you have to manage that and you have to learn that over a period, right? So these are the, like, this is the standard structure you can follow. Then again in that there is a scope that you can write this 20 markers very fast, so that you can get 1 or 2 minutes extra from there, which can be utilized in either 50 marker or 10 marker. 10 markers are also very easy, you can write them very fast, but try to adhere to that 7 minute, right? So completing paper itself is a humongous task. You have to complete your paper, and to complete the paper you have to practice more and more. Like I wrote since my first attempt, I have written how many tests of anthropology? 14, 15, and then last attempt to till now I have written at least 25 to 26 tests of anthropology. Like at least you should write. We are conducting 12 tests and this was a free test. Those who haven't attempted this test, please go get the test and write it at home. Don't miss the test. So if you are writing these 12 tests with at most your efforts and practicing every test, every question with very sincerely, then it will be possible to write that question, any question in any paper in 3 hours, right? It will come by practice, it won't happen in a day. So completing time management is very important. Then when any question will be there, like if there was this question, like in today's paper I asked this question, relevance of anthropology, right? They were asking relevance. So when you are writing relevance of anthropology, how will you start? What will be your intro? What intro you have? Definition of anthropology. But write the thinker's definition of anthropology. Maybe Clyde Cluchan, you can write Clyde Cluchan there is there, Harkowitz is there. Okay, okay, you can write any definition, start with the definition, then relevance of anthropology. Then you can write 7-8 points of relevance of anthropology and give some contemporary relevance also. In relevance, there will be most of the things which are contemporary relevant, right? You can write the Ashley Montagu about race. He has refuted the racism, right? Franz Boas has refuted racism. Then anthropology today, anthropologists in Northeast India, we have used anthropologists already, and we have been using anthropologists in the policy making. LP Vidyarthi, then Roy Burman, they contributed for the policy formulation, right? There were many committees which they headed, like this committee of Roy Burman on forest policy. Okay, so relevance of anthropology is there, applied anthropology and action anthropology is there. Then how anthropology is relevant through is emic approach, participant observation, field work, right? See, we will discuss that paper on 20th. This paper will be discussed thoroughly. I am giving, because you will write next test. To write the next test, I am giving you inputs, how to write, how to complete your paper, how to write intro, how to write body and conclusion. Okay, how to manage, time management is there. So I am just giving you a brief overview how to write paper, that so that you can write your best paper, your next paper good. And the discussion of this paper will take place on 20th. Okay. Then straight away you start with definition. Let's say there was this question in UPSC this year. They asked culture materialism. So इसका intro क्या होगा? Directly talk about culture materialism is a anthropological theory, thought or theory given by Marvin Harris in his book The Rise of Anthropological Thought, Rise of Anthropological Theory, I think, 1961. So this will be your intro. Then there will be for any thinker there will be basic premises. He has talked in culture, evolution of the culture by material changes in the material culture will lead to changes in the culture, right? So he has talked about socio-cultural. He has divided into structure, infrastructure, and superstructure. You know culture materialism, right? Okay, structure, infrastructure, and superstructure. So he has linked it. Then again, see, this was a 10 marker. What people do in 10 marker, they, let's say there are basic premises, they will write 7-8 basic premises, but they will miss the methodology is there, then there is functional significance is there, then again criticism is there. So to make your answer holistic, you have to write all the parts of the question. Maybe you can squeeze some points. Let's say basic premises, I knew 7-8 basic premises, but I will write only 4, right? 4 basic premises. Then I will give the example. कौन सा example? Which example here is cow, holy cow, right? How change in the infrastructure lead to change in the superstructure. Why we he has utilized the example of the cow to show that why many people don't kill, why Hindus don't kill cow, because there are material benefits of the cow. There will be fertilizer is there, milk is there, protein is there. That's why. So this is material things. These are material things which is helping to change the superstructure. Superstructure, in what comes in superstructure? Rituals, religious things, taboos. So there is a taboo on killing. So changes in the infrastructure are leading to changes in the superstructure. It is forming our superstructure, right? So this is change. If you are not able to write that example, then this explaining this theory will be difficult. So if you are writing everything and missing this example, definitely your marks will be cut down. So a holistic answer is write basic premises, give examples. Methodology, which methodology he has used? This emic etic approach. Rather than the emic approach, he more focused on etic approach, right? Because in emic approach, sometimes observer or sometimes those people who they are not able to see their culture. That's why we use the etic approach. He has used the etic approach. Then this functional significance is there. So how culture originate or how culture evolve? He explained that the change in the culture, how change in the culture takes place. You have to write that functional significance in 1 or 2 lines. Then again criticism is there. Now you will think that this is the only 10 marker, then how to write? You have to write it. I have written it. So let's say we both are in competition, I am sitting in front of you, then he will check my paper, then he will check your paper. So if he has seen these many things, definitely yeah, you will be at negative point, right? चालेल पण मॅक्सिमम पॉइंट कव्हर करण्याचा प्रयत्न करा. येस, डेफिनेटली ट्राय टू कव्हर मॅक्सिमम पॉइंट्स, राईट? ओके, सो राईट क्रिटिसिझम ऑल्सो. Marxist has criticized him, then his approach was mechanical, then postmodernist criticized him, right? Write 2 to 3 criticism, then conclude it. But you have to write everything. So make that habit. See, this comes with practice again. This is a structure of answer. So I had in mind that okay, this is a structure, then I will definitely recall that okay, this point come in that, so I'll write that. So for any question, try to maintain such structures. I have already took a lecture on structures, right, in Nandip only. Those people who haven't attended, search Yogesh Patil on YouTube. There is another lecture in which I have talked about structures, writing, how to write for every topic. I have given some structure, how to write any question from that topic. Let's say there is this, we ask this question, genealogy methods of data collection. So what was your intro? Didn't write? Okay. So intro was genealogy method, right? Then in the features, write the features. Why? What we do in the process? We select one ego and from which we trace, right? And we collect the data. We conduct the interview of him and collect the data related to him, right? Or related to his family, his village and all that. Then also when we say that we have to include the thinkers, use the thinker who have utilized it. WHR Rivers utilized it. Then if you are talking about also second question we ask secondary sources of information, question number 5a, who this Ruth Benedict, she has utilized it, right, in Chrysanthemum and Sword to study the Japanese culture during World War II, right? She has studied this from the sources of newspaper, books and other material available. So these were the secondary sources. So this was the example. Or you can create a block and write that Benedict, Chrysanthemum, Sword and Japanese culture, right? So these are the things which will give you more marks. So we are here to help you to get above 300. Anyway, what are you studying? I know what you are studying, okay? So if you are studying that, you are getting 230, 240, 250, but not, why not 300, 320? So don't limit yourself to one source. There are multiple sources. If you are not reading, I am reading it. Your competition is with me. Your competition is not with the people in Pune. There are people in Delhi, there are people in other states who are preparing from every source. I have talked with Lakshmi. I called Lakshmi. I said to her that Lakshmi, she got 362, right? So she is in Labasna right now. I asked, no, she was in Pune. Yes, we met in Pune. She came to one function. I asked Lakshmi that, Lakshmi, please tell me that I got 325 and how did you get 362? Which sources you have referred? What did she say to me? Where her optional was sociology. Earlier her optional was sociology, then she switched to anthropology. She said to me, she bought all the sources from the market, 10, 11 sources, and from that she has prepared. Even I shared so many sources on my channel that refer to that, refer to this. I also uploaded PDFs of many toppers notes. So read them, select material, let's say examples will be there, definition will be there, thinkers will be there, and include it in your answers. Now there was this question of culture related, sorry. Hello. So there was this question on culture relativism this year. Now culture relativism, everybody will write about W.J. Sumner, us versus they, then they will talk about the Franz Boas, that Franz Boas, actually Franz Boas hasn't given the concept, he is related with that concept, culture relativism, but to include other thinkers, because culture relativism is of three types. There are three types of culture relativism, that is I think there is descriptive culture relativism, then normative relativism, and then extreme relativism. There are these three type of culture relativism: descriptive, normative, and extreme relativism. Now nobody will write it because they have read from the particular source and that is not given in that source. But if you are writing that along with the thinkers like Clyde Cluchan talked about normative relativism, so thinkers will be in your answer, so you will get more marks, right? So first thing is cover, when you are writing, write all the basic things which are there, then in discussion, in model answers, we will give some thinkers, that will be your value addition. So your notes will be prepared and you will write better answer in mains exam. Okay, that's why you should attempt all the questions and join the test series now. Yes, again this you have understood, right? Then again, what is the benefit of this? Now you also must know there are other toppers also with which I am discussed, and I also showed them my copies. Okay, so what I am doing, I am writing any heading and I am making it box. So my entire answer will be very clearly visible what I am writing, right? ज्याला आपण सुटसुटीत म्हणतो एकदम. So my answer will be like that. So it will be very easy for the examiner to evaluate it. So if it is easy for evaluating, then he will give you, maybe he will give you more marks. Okay, so there should be clear headings and subheadings in any question. Let's say there was this question we asked today, describe the evolution of the fieldwork tradition in anthropology. This was very easy. How to start this question? Again, write the definition of fieldwork. Okay, write the definition of fieldwork, then describe the evolution. What was earlier? Armchair anthropologists were there, they gave culture evolution. Then earlier to them there were missionaries were there, then armchair anthropologists. Then there were some efforts from E.B. Tylor. E.B. Tylor studied some, Malinowski came very later. E.B. Tylor studied some 282 societies, then he used statistical method. Then L.H. Morgan is there, Morgan studied Iroquois Indians. Then there will be starting of the fieldwork is from the again Franz Boas, this Baffin Island expedition, then Pacific Island expedition, then A.C. Haddons and W.H.R. Rivers Torres Strait expedition in 1898. So these expeditions happened earlier with their students. They tried to study the societies and tribals situated there. Then after that Malinowski came, then Radcliffe Brown came. So what they did participant observation. They studied those societies very holistically by studying their language. So how this evolution? Then again culture personality scholars came. Evans Pritchard is there, he studied African political system. Okay, if you are writing the thinker's name, also when you are writing that African political system is book name, Evans Pritchard, he studied Nuer's tribe, right? You must write the name of the tribe also he studied. Okay, yes, that is very important. Again, to fetch more marks and writing any question, you have to name the thinkers who have studied there, their work, then in which tribe they have studied. Okay, let's say there was this question this year they asked, examine critically the contribution of Victor Turner and Clifford Geertz in anthropology. ये कौन से theory से जुड़े हुए हैं? Symbolic and interpretative anthropology, right? Symbolic interpretative approach is of Geertz and symbolic approach is of Victor Turner. Okay, so many people, अभी यहाँ पे तो कोई नहीं है जिन्होंने लिखी है means, many people must have written this question, but they must have mentioned about how they use symbols and interpretation, but your answer is incomplete Your answer will be incomplete if you are not mentioning their field work, right? Turner, where he did his field work? Nembu Society. Nembu Society in Africa. Okay. He studied this ritual, Kanga ritual. Okay. So there is this ritual symbolism is there. So by this studying the ritual symbols, he tried to study their culture. So that's how you have to show that how symbols instigate the social action. You search this and yes, for theories refer this E-Pathshala. E-Pathshala is there, then Gaya, Pandey and Upadhyay is there. Yes, Gaya Pandey, they haven't taken every theory, but yes, there are some theories, yes, but refer E-Pathshala, they have taken every theory, that will be sufficient. Also, we will be giving some inputs on that. We will discuss doubts later. Okay, this refer EPG. So, he has talked about this demo. You have to explain the theory of the Turner, how social symbols instigate the social action with the help of this Nembu Society and his fieldwork, right? Then these thinkers, this fieldwork, then Gids, where he did his fieldwork? Balinese cockfight. So his book name was The Forest of Symbols. Here the interpretation of culture. So Gids' approach was interpretative. So how in Balinese cockfight what happens? Then in the cockfight there are betting happens there. Then this betting, like those people who are rich, they can bet, but those who are poor or women, they cannot bet. So there is this social stratification is there. Then he studied this social stratification with the help of interpretation. That is why his approach is interpretative, right? Then you have to explain this with the help of this example. If you are writing just plain text that symbol is a vehicle of culture, then there is no meaning, right? Then if you are writing the questions of the social anthropology, you must write this their field work, their tribe name, then how they did study, right? This is clear? Then see what happened with me, because nobody told me how to write the answers initially. So I used to write what I knew that at that time. But if you are including such things, you will get more marks. I was fortunate that yes, there was one mentor with me. He told me that how to integrate those things in my answer after my prelims. So I had very less time, and I was fortunate that some questions which came which were in my range, but it is not possible every time. Okay, so better to prepare every question, every topic from now, and in that much holistic way, to include all the thinkers, tribes name, examples. Okay, then again write some contemporary aspect wherever possible. Okay, they asked this question on race, that is race valid on the basis of morphometric changes and somatoscopic changes this year, right? So to write that race is valid, you have to again your view. There is no value to our view. We have to substantiate with thinkers view, examples, case studies, right? So thinkers view, there is this Ashley Montagu is there, Franz Boas is there, Livingston is there. Everybody has talked that there is no racism, race is a valid, but racism, they have talked against the racism, right? Then okay, today's again this anthropological holism is what differentiate anthropology from other disciplines. Elaborate. This was very straightforward question. Why anthropology is holistic? How is it holistic? Because there is fieldwork tradition and participant observation is there. Then you know the example of Kularing, right? Again, explain with the example. Kularing is there. So how Malinowski studies it? Kularing, if there are other like formalists see it as only from the economical aspect, but the substantial view of the anthropologists, how will they see? Kularing is associated with the culture, their society. Okay, it is associated with their day-to-day life and their survival. So anthropology is a holistic study. Then with the help of participant observation, emic approaches, etic approaches, and again comparative approaches, we try to study different cultures, we try to study exotic cultures through case study. So these are the aspects which make anthropology as holistic. That's why anthropology is in a position to study humans in time and space. That's what Herkovitz said, right? So anthropology is able to study, like there was this anthropological conference this year. It was in Poland, I think. There was this debate about anthropological use of anthropology in the peace and development. See, peace and development we are talking, and importance of anthropology. Again, we are using anthropology across the fields. In defense, our defense we are using, sports we are using. So anthropology is holistic. That's why we are able to use anthropologists in every field. So you have to substantiate that with examples, again thinkers. Then, so most of the questions were easy, and yes, these questions will be discussed on next Sunday. We will discuss some questions from this year, main paper means. This culture relativism we discussed, culture materialism we discussed, Turner Gids we discussed. There was this question, many people must not have attempted this. Question number 5D, anthropological inputs in facial reconstruction. Facial reconstruction, you know? Anthropological inputs in facial reconstruction. Okay, now you must have seen that images of Homo erectus, Neanderthal. You must have seen the images. So how did we prepare those images, or how anthropology helped to create those images or those structures? Okay, so facial reconstruction and anthropological input. In facial reconstruction, we have to calculate the age, because with age our face will change. We have to calculate sex of the skull. So then again race, with race structure will change for face, because we know that in Mongoloid there will be epicanthic fold, and in index then there will be cephalic index change, nasal index change. So every index will change, right? So we have to calculate the race. So anthropological input in calculating age, sex and race of the skull. So how to calculate this again? How anthropology is helpful? How can we calculate age? From the dentition? Dentition we can calculate that attrition, periodontal, secondary dentine, pulp cavity. So these are, then again we know that at particular age there will be coming of the particular teeth, molar, premolars, incisors. They come at particular, they grow at particular time. So by observing that we can calculate age. Okay, we have calculated the age. Then how can we calculate sex? From the skull. Now the chin of the women is U shaped, but for the men it is square shaped. Okay, then again there are many changes in the pelvis, many changes in the rib structure, sternum structure. The entire skeleton of the male will be rough, and the skeleton of the female will be somewhat smooth. Then facial zygomatic bones, it will be more prominent in male, right? By this we can calculate it is male or female. Simple. Then race, again with the help of the skull, how this cephalic index is there, how the cranial is there, then the nasal index is there. By that we can calculate race. So by calculating race we can give the color. Not color is not that specific, but yes, by calculating race we can arrange that. Then by sex and by age we can give that inputs to those people to make the structure of that face. Facial reconstruction is there. But yes, anthropological inputs we have used, but many people what they do, they don't write the functional significance or applications. Yes, everyone will write this, definitely. Those people who have studied well, they will write this. Again, it should not be any random. You must write in structure only. Calculating age, calculating sex, make it box, okay, and calculating race. Then applications. What are its applications? One, in crime solving, okay. Second, in evolutionary studies, as I already said, to make the structure, facial structure of the Homo erectus or Neanderthal, we can use this. So many people miss this part. It will give you 1 mark more, and let's say in 19 questions, 19 marks more, 19 plus 19, 38, again from 280 to 320. This is the difference. Many people say to me that yes, I am writing, I have been writing the test series, I have been writing for writing anthropology for last 2 to 3 attempts, but I am not getting above 300. This is the reason behind it, because people miss it. We can write this in every question. There must, because anthropology is not a static branch. We are using it. That's why are we studying if it is not useful? There must be something significance for it, right? So if there is some significance, that's why we are studying it. Okay, this is clear. One is crime solving. Let's say if some person is missing and I only got the skull of that person, I can draw this facial reconstruction, I can create the diagram. Then second is evolutionary studies, okay, evolutionary studies. Then other questions are also easy. Many people ask me about that Olduvai Gorge. That was the simplest question. Olduvai Gorge, they were asking about the culture of the Olduvai Gorge. Which culture developed in Olduvai Gorge? There were Homo erectus were there, chopping culture were there, okay. So again, the Olduvai Gorge is a cradle of human evolution. Every skull, every anthropological excavation took place at Olduvai Gorge, and we got different skeletons, from Australopithecus to Neanderthal. Neanderthal we didn't get there. Neanderthal we mostly got in Europe only. Okay, so Olduvai Gorge, that was there. Then this discuss the methods of studying human growth and their merits and demerits. Now again here, this was a 15 marker. What people do? Why am I telling you this? These are the mistakes many people do. Don't do them. Avoid them. This is how you can score more marks, and this is the approach we will be following in every test. In discussing every question, we will see that how that question can be written very effectively, so that you can compare your question with our approach and you can improve yourself. That's why I am here to discuss these questions. This is how we are going to proceed with every test, right? We will discuss every question thoroughly. So this is how you will get approach of the every question, and you can improve day by day. Okay, this is our approach. So this question was there, discuss the methods of studying human growth with their merits and demerits. This question they have repeated, they asked this question in 2017. Okay, so discuss, now people, they will discuss only 2 methods, longitudinal method and cross sectional methods, but again there is a semi longitudinal method is there, third method is there. Write the merits, again merits, demerits, right? 2 merits, 2 demerits. But also, what is value addition here? If you are discussing the longitudinal method, you can draw distance curve and this is velocity curve, right? You can draw them and also explain what it is. Just don't drop it there, otherwise it won't have any meaning. Discuss that curve, how the distance curve is important and how velocity curve is important. Are you getting it? Then some paper 2 questions. Paper 2 was quite simple. Distribution of Tibeto-Burman group of languages in India. Whenever they'll ask some distribution, have in your mind, you have to draw a map of India. They ask the Tibeto-Burman group of languages. Tibeto-Burman group. Ladakh is there. Ladakhi people are there. They speak Tibeto-Burman language. In here, in some areas, in Sikkim, entire northeast. Okay. So Tibeto-Burman. Again, there are divisions in Tibeto-Burman. What are the Tibeto-Burman divisions? One, Himalayan group. Second, North Assam. Third, Assam. Assamese and Burmese group, right? Assam Burmese. So in Himalayan group there will be this Lepcha language, then other Ladakhi language. These language will be there. In North Assam, this Miri, Abor, Mishmi, Dafla, these are the tribes situated here. They speak this North Assamese language. Then Assam Burmese, this Mikher is there. Then Burmese group, Nagas are included in here. But after writing this, also you can include the topic itself is about linguistic diversity, but at the same time this tribal language face some threat. Write that threat to Tibeto-Burman language. Write 2-3 points in it. Also give way forward. So this will be different from others, because I can say with guarantee that nobody will write this. If some people will write this, they will be very limited people. See, these are the points which will give you more marks, because everybody will write this. So this is how we are going to proceed with every test, that we will be giving you those things which nobody will write. Okay, we can discuss that in every test. Then again, this describe the impact of Buddhism on tribal population of India. Question number 2C. We can use this map again. Discuss the impact of Buddhism on tribal population of India. So again, they are asking the impact of Buddhism. You can show that in map. So why, what is the importance of map here? Because Buddhism का impact कैसे हुआ है? From Tibet, right? Yes, there was Buddhism in India, but Buddhism vanished very early from land of India. Those Buddhists in northeast, they are converted because from the Tibetans. Okay, okay. So here, this is the area. Again, this is the area in which there are many Buddhists, in mostly Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, and this area. So you can also show the tribe name. Khamti tribe is there. Then I forgot the name of the tribes which are converted to Buddhism. So these are the tribes which are converted to Buddhism. Show that in map. Okay. Again, this will be your value addition. When we talk about this value addition, which is something which has become obsession now, that yes sir, value addition क्या होगा, इस आंसर में value addition क्या करना चाहिए, value addition क्या करना चाहिए. Value addition is nothing separate. Value addition is an integral part of your answer. It should come naturally, right? So I will draw this map. Then again just write the impact of the Buddhism, and again write the case study. Haimendorf case. When you are writing, yes, again when you are drawing any diagram, make the box and name the diagram figure 2C, and when you are writing the text, say that the impact of Buddhism is shown in figure 2C, right? So this will, you think that these are very small things, but it will add value to your answer. It will make your answer look good, and yes, definitely examiner will allot you more marks. Then yes, I was saying about Haimendorf. Then Haimendorf study in the northeastern tribe is there, that those tribes which have converted to Buddhism, they are not following Buddhism entirely. So there are their practices, like Monpa tribe is there. Monpa tribe is there. They follow their ancient Bon religion. So Haimendorf studied northeast tribe, and he has given some input that how they have synthesized their own religion and Buddhism. Okay. So this is case study. If you are writing case study, make the habit that case study should be in box. So this will be paper, your paper. Let's say this is your paper sheet. If you don't have time, if you are writing case study, just draw these 2 lines, or if you have got time, you can make a box so that it will look differently. Okay, make that habit. Then this anthropological understanding of communalism. Again, these ethnicity, communalism, these are topics very general, and many people will write a general answer for that. Don't do that. There are thinkers like this Paul Brass is there. Then again, Emil, you have studied Levi-Strauss. What Levi-Strauss talks about? Binary opposition, us, they. So it will promote communalism. Then this Emile Durkheim is there. There is a labeling theory. Labeling theory, we call somebody particular by his religion. Then there will be some religious discrimination. Okay. Then Paul Brass is there. He has talked about communalism. Then other thinkers. So include 1 or 2 thinker in your answer. If you are like they ask anthropological understanding of communalism, how will you structure that question? You define communalism. Then how anthropology study, what are the characteristics of anthropology in understanding communalism? Emic approach is there, field work is there, cultural relativism is there. These are the approach, these are the characteristics of anthropology which help us to study the communalism, right? Then anthropology, how anthropology helps to understand reasons of communalism. This V.K. Srivastava, I think he is the present director of Anthropological Survey of India. He has talked that divide and rule policy of the British also helped to increase the communalism. Yes, we know that divide and, but attaching the thinker will add value to your answer. Okay. Talk about reasons. Then anthropology also helped to study the impact. Then way forward. Right? You can divide your answer like that. So any question they'll ask, we have to make a proper structure for that. So if you make the proper structure, your whatever content you have, maybe it is less, you can spread that content. Okay. So I think this is enough for today. Like I can discuss many questions from past year question paper, but there were this paper was quite simple, I think, compared to last year. And this is the approach we will be following in every test. Okay. We will first we will conduct the test, then we will discuss all the questions thoroughly. I will discuss, then other teachers, other faculties are also there, they will discuss, because they also have some specialties or expertise in some topics. Okay. And especially we will focus on primatology, because you guys I think fear primatology, but yes, there is no need to fear. We will cover it thoroughly. Then many people feel that they don't have content to write tribal and Indian anthropology questions yet. Yes, we will work on that. Okay, we will be working on every part of the syllabus. We won't leave any part of the syllabus, and we will try to set the question on every and each part of the syllabus, because we have 12 tests. So we will be having so much number of questions, and also yes, expect that we will mold some questions so that you have to think over it. So you will develop the ability to think over such questions, and you can write better answers for them. Okay. So I think this test will be discussed on 20th, and as I have said already, I have mentioned already, there is a sincere request that write the test on that particular day. Okay. So if you write the test on that particular day, we will be able to evaluate it earliest as soon as possible, and we will give the feedback. Okay. And because I think they are providing only 1 day for writing the test, and after that you have to write at home. So make sure that you come here on Sunday and write the test. And yes, there is a test on 3rd of November. So people who are going for Diwali holidays, they should remember that you have to write a test on 3rd of November. Take as minimum holidays as possible. Okay. So we will follow this pattern. I hope it was helpful, and we will discuss this test thoroughly. Okay. Thank you.